It's spooky season, and we came together to bring you a bunch of fights with these horror villains, and we're going to make sense of who is going to be at top of all of them.
Take that.
What is up, everybody? This is Ted, and I am with...
I'm Josh.
I'm also here.
And we're back. It's all three of us.
We're finally back.
Dude, it took us me a minute because I didn't know how to start these. Because if you guys know, you guys are probably tired of hearing me.
He's a solo act now.
Yeah, I'm just fucking talking to myself in my room. Speaking of that, so thanks for everybody who's watching those videos. I mean, there's no comments, but you guys are. Yeah, you guys are watching them.
I got to give this man props over here. He's been carrying the channel,
dude.
The last couple weeks.
There was one. Is it? Yeah, the Critters one. Dude, I was sick, and I had like 2 cups of NyQuil. And at the end of it, I was like, this video is 20 minutes long. This didn't need to happen. I was like, I'm high on NyQuil, so yeah, it's been a thing. But now I have a second job, so I really can't do as many as I can. But we're together now. We have time to do this video together.
Yeah.
Hooray, we did it.
So sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so one thing I always wanted to do, this is like one of the first ideas when me and Josh first started this, is that I wanted to do like what if battles, sort of like how Death Battle is, but just not like find a winner, just talk about their abilities, and that's like Death Battle, but like no animation, just actually
like Death Battle, but without the budget,
but just like talking about
low budget Death Battle.
Yeah, but just like we don't know what
really
Death Battle.
Low budget.
If you don't know what Death Battle is, it's like pitting 2 people from any type of anything to fight. But I always wanted to see is Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. And so we came together and we put together some fights. We have a 4?
3.
4.
Yeah, no, we came up with
the last one. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, okay.
so one spawned into 2, and 2 spawned into 3, and then the 4th one was just something I'm just retarded for.
Yeah, I just kind of threw it out there, and,
so
it developed into a last-minute idea.
So mine was Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. So we'll talk about that one first. We'll try to keep it short on each of them, but because when we discussed it, it was pretty short. So,
well, this is basically going to be our Halloween special.
Yeah, our Halloween special. I always wanted to do a
Halloween
Halloween special. So.
Happy Halloween.
Hopefully you didn't get no books or any.
If they gave you like a toothbrush or an apple, you are legally obligated to TP their house.
Make sure you get those razors in your candy.
If they give you drugs, say thank you. Drugs are expensive.
And then resell them for twice the price.
Exactly. You get a profit. So, you're an entrepreneur now.
We get back on track before we get this video taken down. So Michael Myers.
We're not even at the 5-minute mark yet.
I know.
I didn't cuss.
Yeah, but there've been like 4 drug references.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
Medical.
If somebody gives you a bunch of ibuprofen in your candy, bottle them up, save them for later.
Some random guy offers you a drink.
I don't know about all that.
Hey, you guys were going there.
I was not.
I'm trying to do.
I said ibuprofen.
I'm trying to do the video.
It's Tylenol.
See, this is why we can't work together. So
I can edit that out.
No, that's funny. Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees are 2 iconic people. They we already seen Jason.
Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, Freddy versus Jason. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. But it was cool. But I always felt like Freddy Krueger was sort of like too upper hand for Jason. You know, like the dream thing and always like not really being there and pulling him out of what he is and whatnot to fight him in real life. I felt like that was like too much in my sense. I like the movie, but like Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees are like sort of on the same page of like going against each other. So the way we researched this, because we had to research it a little bit because I didn't want to just be like, oh, one's too stronger. Everyone we talked about has something in common or something that makes them on level playing field. Yeah, I guess you could say
that. And we try not to talk out of our ass too much to you guys.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll start with Jason. So Jason, his origin is that he drowned at Crystal Lake the camp counselors weren't paying attention. He was being did Jason actually come to be? Because in the first Friday the 13th, Jason was never there. He was just said to be there, but it actually was his mother. His strengths and whatnot is that he's just very strong. He's like we described him as a monster type of person. Like he's always brute strength. He's seen tearing limbs off. He's seen punching holes in chests, ripping like limbs off. Like I said, punching heads off. His weapons are like very strong weapons, axes and like a machete. You know, the heavy stuff. But then when Michael Myers, he's more like of a man. We described him together as a man. And what's so scary?
Not that what Michael Myers does makes him more of a man. He's just more human.
It's scary because Michael Myers can be anyone. Michael Myers can be the mailman. Michael Myers can be the person behind giving your medicine at the freaking pharmacy. It could be the grocery bagger. It's just scary because anyone you think of could be Michael Myers.
But apparently he wants to be Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
He wears the William Shatner mask in every iteration.
And so with Michael Myers, he's more with the weapons he uses is basically anything he finds around him. Well, Josh called him like the MacGyver.
No, I said MacGyver.
Manuel called him MacGyver.
He was like evil MacGyver because looking up what he kills people with is like a knife,
hot water,
a moving truck. A cable box fuse, his telephone cord,
and blood.
That came from. But like, so he was very crafty, and he is like sort of more stealthier than Jason. He's always in and out. So I mean, Jason is too, but like he's like more like, what is it called? Not husky. What would you call him? Larger,
stacked.
Okay, he's just beefier.
He's just beefier than Jason than Michael is.
The thing is you may see Michael Myers coming, but you'll always hear Jason coming, whereas you won't always hear Michael Myers coming.
Yeah.
Sometimes you turn around and there he is, right behind you. But no, you know when Jason's coming after your ass.
He's got them sick gains.
Yeah. And then so when we pit them against each other, it's more realistic than anything. With the intelligence of both of them, how would you think? Like I know we talked about how would you think we like?
Well, I mean, obviously there really isn't.
Yeah.
Whereas with Michael Myers, there is a brain in there. He does think about stuff. He may not be super high on the intelligence level, but he's I got to give him at least higher than Jason.
Yeah, Michael Myers because even in the movies, like the most recent one that came out, the new one, the Halloween, like when he was walking around after he escaped from prison, like he looked around, he didn't just start killing people. Like Jason would have just started killing people. It didn't matter who was out there.
Yeah.
But he just looked around. He seen a house with the door open. He went in there, killed that people, went out like he knew that if he went into the house through the back door that was opened, people without anyone else in the front knowing it happened. Mm-hmm. Then he walked out the front door, went down, did his other stuff. So it was like more like critically thinking about how to.
And the fact that he can figure out ways to kill somebody with blood and just hot water,
or with anything.
It shows. Whereas we see Jason with an axe, or I think somebody said a chainsaw at one point.
Yeah, he used the chains. He used.
He uses big weapons, or he uses his hands,
and that shows his strength.
Just the brute strength. And the fact is, he doesn't kill for himself.
Yeah.
He's a supernatural being summoned by his mother.
Yeah, they even and then we found out that there's a comic book with Freddy versus Jason versus Ash from the Evil Dead, and the writer of that actually basically wrote his own lore, so this isn't like real, like what really explains Jason, like necromancy and like that stuff with Jason he put in, which makes sense because it's just like because no one really knows how he drowned as a boy, came out of the water as a boy, but then became a man just that fast.
Yeah.
So like some kind of spiritual thing had to come into make him like this big old dude.
Yeah. Basically, you can classify Jason as a supernatural being, whereas Michael Myers is simply just a human.
Yeah, and then it's like that guy from One Punch Man who's like a martial artist, but like he just names himself a monster because he's that crazy, and he goes out and kills. I know you guys don't know what I'm talking about, or you do, but
I don't know if I'm that far.
But he's just a character who just like claims himself as a monster, and he's just a normal person, but his feats goes past what he actually is, and that's what Michael Myers is. Now, coming down to fighting wise, like I said, if Jason somehow, because like in both of these movies and characters, they don't really die at all.
Mm-hmm.
But for the sense of them fighting, someone has to at least once. If they come back, whatever. But like, Jason actually, he's done.
I don't know if it would be like one punch or anything like that.
Because
absolutely would be.
I would no. Here's the thing. I would classify Michael Myers as possibly being superhuman. But not supernatural like Jason. So like maybe there could be.
I wouldn't say
take a couple hits.
I wouldn't say he's superhuman. Michael Myers' thing is that he doesn't feel pain, and so he could go to the limits of a normal human person.
Yeah.
Because that's one of people's limiters physically is pain, because it eventually
in the same area you keep experiencing pain and eventually your body becomes dull to it.
Because like with Jason, like so if like he would get Michael Myers, like of course they'll be using weapons and whatnot, but when it comes to hand, like if Jason grabs Michael's arms,
Jason's gonna win this.
He's
one.
rip it off.
Because you can't strangle Jason. You can't stab Jason enough times for him to die.
You probably couldn't even run him over with a truck.
No, we already know that.
Both of them have been hit by trucks. And even in the game, when you hit Jason with a truck, like he just like it doesn't work.
Yeah,
like the car crashes and Jason.
The car's broken.
Yeah, and then we've seen Jason a couple times get hit by like a full speed car, and he's just there like knocked out unconsciously, and he'll just get back up. No broken bones, no stutter step, no nothing.
Yeah, so I think definitively we can easily say Jason wins this one hands down.
Yeah, but it would be like elongated battle because like I feel like Michael stealth wise and getting in and out of trouble, and with his ability to just pick up anything around him and use it. And sleeping bag, shout out to Manuel.
Yeah, the sleeping bag, dude. I told you.
Now, didn't you also mention too that in the most recent Friday the 13th? What is it? The 2009 remake.
the only like
he actually runs in that one.
In that one, yes.
So he may actually have speed over Michael Myers as well.
Well, I mean, in the game he doesn't run, but he can teleport.
Yeah.
He can also swim. We see him swim. That boy is a shark.
Yeah, he's in water. He is like something else. But yeah, he's something else.
I thought he was afraid of water.
It's like something that it doesn't emote. Like you said, ultimately, he's not. That doesn't stop him, right? It just reminds him of what happened.
So it gives him
it not
slows him down for a minute.
Kind of, yeah, but I don't know why. It's a whole thing in itself. But yeah, in the 2009 Friday the 13th, he's seen running, and that's very scary. Like I told Josh and Manuel, there's a scene where this athlete boy thinks he can outrun him, but Jason turns around and chases his ass, and it's like a whole thing. And he also uses a crossbow in that one, which is hella scary. So that not means only does he use heavy weapons. The dude's an archer, because he really.
So then he's got the ranged weapons too.
Oh, doesn't he also throw knives in the game?
He can. Yeah, he does throw knives at the games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're both kind of guys that will sit there and use anything around them for weapons. Or anything that they can see as a weapon that they can get their hands on, you know, but...
yeah, ultimately, like, I feel like Michael will stab, like, he'll throw water on him and whatnot, you know.
He'll throw out water
No, because, because I feel like, when I feel them, like, when they fight, they're going to be in, like, a suburban area, maybe.
They're going to be in a fucking house.
Yeah, in a house
like
or something.
House.
Or they're going to be, like, somewhere where it's, like, a camp / like...
Michael goes to camp.
He gets off a fucking bus and has a fucking suitcase. And
You got Jamie Lee Curtis dropping him off.
He's looking at a map and it says, "You are here." It's just fucking. But like, I just feel like they'll use like Michael will stab like Jason and it'll get stuck in him because that's happened.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna try to pull it out and Jason's gonna swing and he's gonna like let go of it, and then eventually they'll be in a situation.
Jason just pulls it out himself and stabs Michael with it.
And then there's even things like I can see like Michael. They said he uses fuse boxes and whatnot to kill people with electricity and whatnot. So I can see that happening too. But at the same time, nothing's really gonna stop Michael. So like if they get in a hand-to-hand combat, he's gonna be punching him and whatnot. You're not gonna see Michael ripping off any limbs of Jason. I feel.
Yeah,
like.
no.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. So
Jason's gonna fucking pick up Michael by the legs and
rip his
throw
spine
him
right
into a tree.
if Jason goes to
right on his body or
Manhattan,
something.
Jason fights a boxer, and that boxer's piecing him out. But then, like, Jason just, like, reaches his arm back, and bam! That head's clear off.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as he's just too much of a powerhouse for him. Jason's too much of a powerhouse.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think, Manuel?
Yes, I've been saying this.
All right, so next one. Go ahead, Manuel. Manuel's excited for this one.
He's excited for the one that you chose for him?
Dude, he chose it himself. I just chose the person to go against.
It's awful too because I've seen all of the movies pretty much for each of them. So mine is Leprechaun, the Leprechaun, the Leprechaun versus Chucky. Child's Play.
So
Battle of the Little People.
Manuel wanted a leprechaun. I don't know. We were talking about it.
We were talking about it. I said, I'm like, bro, the Leprechaun should fight somebody.
And then I thought about who could fight someone, and I didn't know how small he was.
He's a leprechaun.
I was like,
He's a leprechaun.
Chucky. So we went with that.
Yeah, two little people.
So you can go ahead and lead
All
off
right.
with that one.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys know what I know about the Leprechaun first. Okay, so he's obviously magical. Leprechauns, of course, are a type of fae or fairy. So they're tricksters by nature. They are not good. They are evil. They are self-centered. This one is obsessed with a pot of gold, and
He loves his gold.
yes, and he will do anything to get it. And every time that somebody thinks they've outsmarted this leprechaun, they pretty much haven't. Like, I remember there's a dude in, like, it's the first or the second movie, I swear, where he eats the coin. He's like, you can't get it now. It's in my stomach. And he's like, oh, yeah? And so he goes inside the stomach and bursts it out from the inside to get the coin back.
That's awesome.
And like, just all the weird stuff that he does, it's oh, my God. And then, you know, he eventually goes into space. We didn't talk about that with Jason. We only talked about the sleeping bags that happened in Jason X.
That was like a program.
But anyway, so he's a magical trickster person. He can impersonate people. He can mimic voices. He can do all sorts of things. Yeah, he can hypnotize people.
Bro, this guy's broken. I'm looking at his abilities. I don't know why I didn't look up this.
I told you, dude. He's got a lot. Okay. He can do all kinds of crazy stuff. And like, for the most part, he is somebody who's like, he has a motivation. He's always driven for something. In the first movie and like some of the other movies, he's after his gold. In the second movie, he's trying to marry this human girl that looks like somebody he knew like hundreds of years ago. And I think in the second one, I think she is like a descendant of that person, and like he owned her dad, like, because they had a bet or something. So he's like, oh, well, I own your firstborn, your daughter, because she's beautiful. And I don't know. And I'm a creepy little leprechaun man. But,
Sounds more like Rumpelstiltskin than anything else.
Well, Rumpelstiltskin is also like a fairy type creature. You have to trick them. There's always like terms and conditions, and you have to like think critically to fool them. So that's the kind of person he is. Then there's these other movies. They don't really matter. Then he goes to the hood.
Yeah, let's go.
That's the most important one, because he can take bullets in that one. I'm pretty sure they shoot at him, and it doesn't do anything. You can't really kill him. You can only imprison him. You have to imprison him in a lead box. That's one of the only things that can stop him from getting out of anything. 4-leaf clovers can stop him because they null magic like lead does for some reason. And that's pretty much it. You have to somehow trick him into a box, and after so many times, I don't think he's gonna fall for it again.
Yeah.
I don't think you can coerce him into
I'm
another.
also reading here that it says he has grain substances was a weakness. If grain substance is poured in front of them, they are forced to count each individual grain.
They have to stop and count it.
Iron
I thought that was fucking vampires.
No.
What?
Yes.
Iron. It says iron is very harmful to fairies and.
Oh, iron. Yeah, iron. Not
cream fairies.
What did I say? Steel?
It says.
Or I said lead.
No, you said. Yeah, you said lead. It said cream. It says cream. Fairies love cream and it can intoxicate them in silver.
Oh yeah, silver kills anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver's like the monster killer.
All right. So and then we seen looking up this I seen like this cop kicking the leprechaun and then the leprechaun just grabbed the leg and ripped it off. He has like really strong.
Yeah, he's strong. He's really really strong. I think in the first movie he lifts up a car.
Yes.
I swear to God that's what happened. The first or second movie, I think he lifts up a car.
Yeah, and he also he's magical. So
and then Chucky. Okay, Chucky was a.
He controls.
Hold on, no, he was a thief.
Is he a thief or a serial
I thought
killer?
it was serial killer.
Probably both.
I thought he used people to sacrifice.
He was
He steals people and then kills them.
Yeah, and so he and then he was cursed. Right? He was cursed by like a freaking like what is it? It's something like really weird and generic. I want to say like gypsy or something is what they said, but I don't think that's it. Like a witch doctor, something. He's cursed to like live in the doll, if I remember correctly, right?
I'm looking it up.
Because the one where they talk about it the most that I remember seeing was Seed of Chucky, where he talks about it in like passing. He's like, damn, I really wish that motherfucker didn't curse me to live in this doll form. I was like, what? And that's like before I like got into these movies and I realized what the hell was happening. But yeah, so there's an air of magic about him where he possesses the doll, and then at some point that doll does die. And I remember he can be brought back with another doll that looks like him.
Yeah.
And you have to do like another incantation, because that's what not Jennifer Tilly, but the Jennifer Tilly character like does. She's like, oh, well, I just go get the book and I do the ritual and whatever and put Chucky back in the doll.
Yeah, and then in the Cult of Chucky as well, like it's like a Netflix original kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but he's seen that he has his spirit in multiple Chucky dolls, so there's like multiple of them at once.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and also he's like, as a doll. So in Seed of Chucky, as a doll, he gets biological features.
Yeah.
So he is plastic on the outside, but he has like blood and organs and stuff, because he and not Jennifer Tilly like bang and make a son. Mm-hmm. That is a thing that happens. And then he's evil.
Yeah. So when the weapons he mostly uses just he uses
Chucky is
Chucky's
also kind of a MacGyver. He's killed people in multiple ways. He loves using his knife. Mm-hmm. That's his preferred weapon.
His like go-to thing.
Yeah, but he's done a lot of things. He's like crushed people and like pushed them into things.
Yeah,
and like
he ran Britney Spears off the edge of the road.
Yeah, he ran Britney Spears over.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was hella crazy. I remember in Seed of Chucky, he cut Redman open.
Yep.
To play with his intestines.
Yep. Because he wanted the girl.
Yep.
Would you say he's sort of magic too? Since
he's magic. There's a little bit of magic tint to him. Like it's not that he can do magic. He just knows of magical things. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not sure exactly what the limits to those are, as far as like what that means he can do, besides possessing a doll.
Yeah.
And he can transfer his spirit into other bodies as well, it looks like.
Yeah, so I didn't mention this in the other ones, but when Manuel said he's a MacGyver, I'm looking around at what he uses, which is like basically MacGyver stuff: electricity, toy hammer, traps, voodoo magic, good guys manufacturing machine, anything basically like jump rope, plastic bag, yo-yo, darts, golf club. So like he uses whatever he can.
Yeah, he does. He knows how to kill people in multiple ways because
Yeah,
he
rat poison.
a freaking criminal psychopath. So he did like suffocate somebody with a plastic bag.
Yeah.
He was doing things in such a way for like the first 2 movies or so to make it look like accidents. Like he was pushing people out of windows and all this other stuff to make sure nobody caught on that he was a killer doll. Not that anyone would fucking believe that, because obviously they didn't. But he was pretty smart. Like he was not technically educated. He was just cautious. He planned things out. He had intentions for things that he did. In the later movies, it looks more like he is kind of like crazed and just loves to kill things, and that's kind of his undoing, is that he can't control that impulse anymore.
He's like arrogant. He's impatient.
Yeah.
He just does it. Then, well, now that we got both of that. So talking about them fighting. So basically, for the Leprechaun, let me go back to that. But basically, for the Leprechaun, I read something very interesting that I didn't look for ahead of. Why is this? Okay. It said that basically it's like skin. Let me go back to it really quick.
His skin?
Yeah. His durability. Their supernatural skin makes them immune to all physical damage. They can withstand being stabbed, frozen, burned, acid, and even impacted forces that are extremely effective. So when Chucky fights him, and it says one of his weaknesses is iron and silver.
Yeah.
And he can't be stabbed. So what does it mean that that's his weakness, but at the same time he can't be stabbed? So could Chucky stab him with something iron?
So normally he can teleport and like shapeshifting around stuff, but if you put him into what is it? What is it, steel? What did I say?
Yes, it says
steel
Iron
and
silver.
or iron.
Iron.
Yeah, my bad. Iron. Yeah, so if you put him into an iron encased thing, like in the second movie, they lock him in a safe, and he can't get out. Because his magic doesn't work in there. It nullifies his magic. Like it doesn't kill him. He's still like immortal, but he cannot leave that space. Like he is stuck there forever.
Or until somebody opens the safe.
Yes, until somebody opens the safe 5 minutes later because they got promised a bunch of gold.
so Chucky can't stab him with the knife that's made of iron.
I mean, he might be able to.
Because that's
You'd probably more likely stab him with the knife made of silver, because the silver would be what could kill him.
Yeah, silver usually kills things. It's
Okay.
how like that stuff works.
Okay, so that's all.
But that's even.
That's
you
in
know,
that's in theory though. We don't
yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You have no idea where he would get a silver knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in that case, and then on top of that, I feel like the Leprechaun will be toying with him, obviously, because
Yeah.
no pun intended.
So they would. So for them to fight, they'd have to have like the Leprechaun would have to have like a motivation to like actually fight Chucky.
Okay, well, here's this.
Chucky would absolutely just see Leprechaun and be like, I'm gonna kill him. That's just Chucky. But like I feel like there had to have been something, and I feel like it'd be something like occultish, or like my scenario is that Chucky's trying to do whatever weird magic shit he's trying to do, and it just so happens to take a piece of treasure that would be used in such ritual, and it belongs to the Leprechaun. So Chucky can't do this ritual without the piece. The Leprechaun doesn't want him to have it. That's my scenario.
that makes sense.
And so the one thing I say Chucky will have here is he isn't well versed in the occult, but he has knowledge of occult things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure he would recognize a supernatural creature, and would like obviously think of ways that aren't like natural ways of killing this thing. He is kind of creative.
I think he would try a lot of different natural ways to start with.
Yes, absolutely.
Which might be his downfall in the end, because with the Leprechaun, the only way to kill him or trap him is it's a very specific way. Whereas the Leprechaun would just have to destroy Chucky's body.
Yeah, that's Chucky's weakness. Even though he is a doll, he still, like Manuel says, he still has blood and organs and whatever is inside of him.
Yeah.
And he can feel pain.
You destroy the doll, and you effectively have beaten Chucky until somebody resurrects him.
So another question is that since Chucky can put his soul in a different body, could in the last minute last ditch effort could Chucky put his soul in the leprechaun's body, or is the leprechaun well versed with magic and rituals like that to counteract that?
Oh yeah, because the leprechaun is magic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like he just knows these things. He knows how everything works. It's just a part of his being. Whereas Chucky would have to perform rituals and use artifacts and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I would think that, like, obviously, like Josh said, he'll use, like, the knife and whatever, and it wouldn't work. And then I feel like, whatever, the leprechaun will be tearing his limbs off, but I feel like he'll chant, like, one of those things and try to switch bodies. Mm-hmm. And then that's probably what he'll do. And that's my win scenario for him. It won't work, obviously, because I know the leprechaun is magic.
It would be like a
serial killer trapped by magic in a doll using magic against a full magical thing doesn't make sense. But that, I mean, you gotta make it make it.
Well, and so Chucky does have like a weird thing, like because he has been killed a few times, but he manages to come back in some way. Mm-hmm. And if I remember correctly, at the end of Seed of Chucky, there was there was like a cliffhanger that made you think that Chucky was in fact alive somehow, because they like sent him like his own arm,
and it jumped and choked him.
Yeah, and so like there is that a little extra supernaturalness to it, where he can survive after what would normally kill him, and either be reincarnated or revived in some way, shape, or form, or his spirit still lingers inside the pieces, because they are, I think after he dies, quote unquote, like it's just a doll again, and then he can just inhabit it. But I have no idea exactly how it works. So I feel like there definitely could be like at least a 2-act part to this fight, where the leprechaun thinks it's just done and over, and Chucky can just come out of nowhere with a brand new fucking body, and like actually prepared this time, and does something and just like fucking traps the leprechaun. You know?
But I feel like Chucky wouldn't want to trap or hold on to the leprechaun. I feel like with his arrogance and his anger, I feel like he's like, I'm just gonna kill this fucker. Like, that's how I feel like he is. I'm trapping him in knowing that he's alive inside. I feel like that's not Chucky.
I feel like, so in my head, if Chucky were smart, something he could come up with, because we know that iron is a weakness, is encasing him in an iron thing, so like another safe or some kind of iron box or crate or something, and then dipping it into a fucking like furnace. Where they're melting more iron.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Or pouring iron into.
Or just like dumping hot iron down this fucker's throat. Oh my god,
that's something.
I can see Chucky doing.
That's
like
a Chucky move.
Can you picture them fighting in the factory he was made in? Like,
yes. Oh my god, yes.
And he's just like laughing hysterically while pouring like the iron down him.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking.
How would you win this one? I mean, the smartest decision.
I think it's 50-50. I think it could go either way. To be
honest, it's either way, depending.
I think 8 out of 10 times the leprechaun would win.
Yeah, because that's so situational to like for Chucky to.
I don't think it's impossible for Chucky to win. I just don't think he.
I think if you've got 3 parts to this thing, so it's like Leprechaun versus Chucky 1, 2, and 3. Chucky wins the 3rd time, but the Leprechaun wins the first 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And then now we can go on to Josh. So Josh didn't really have one, because we were originally just going to do the Freddy versus Jason one.
Yeah.
And
Michael versus Jason.
Yeah, Michael versus Jason. Yeah, I know it sounded too nice to say. But so we told Josh to look up some. We were bouncing off ideas, and he said Pennywise first. And so we went from Pennywise to Slender Man to The Ring, The Grudge, and we landed with
the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Now, before you guys say what the heck do they have in common, they have a lot in common.
Actually, surprisingly, it's really crazy how much they actually do have in common.
Thematically,
yeah.
So the Creeper, he's known as the Creeper, is an old demon who consumes.
He's not a demon.
No, that's I'm looking at it right here. He's a demon.
I'm pretty sure she's just a monster.
It's an ancient, mysterious demon who seeks organs from humans to replace its old or damaged ones. It hunts for 23 days every 23rd spring.
Okay.
So, and it likes it likes when its victims are afraid because they taste better. Now, I think one of it. I've never actually seen the Jeepers Creepers movies, so I'm going by purely what's in the freaking wiki.
Yeah, wiki. Me and Manuel will correct him if anything.
I know one of its abilities, well, obviously, is he consumes body parts to replace his own, but also he can fly, right?
Yeah, he can fly.
He can fly. He has wings.
And he drives a car.
He can also drive a car. He's got a big car.
Really? Okay.
He's got a big old
I didn't know that.
He's
got a big car with a lot of stuff inside of it, which is like a magic fucking school bus. but
bad.
He never uses the car to kill anyone directly, so he's not using that. But yeah, he can fly. And then, so like Josh said, he hunts and he looks for replacement organs, correct?
Yeah, because as he hibernates, his body parts decay. Mm-hmm. And of course, he's been alive for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm. We've seen him attack people for eyes because he likes them, and then the school bus full of kids in the second one, they just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That sucks. I don't know where the hell that was. I forgot where that was at, but those people, the area they're in the farmland, for these kids who look like they're nothing but city kids, I don't know where this football game was at. So I don't know if they made a wrong turn somewhere.
It was like a state championship, so they had to go.
Yeah, they were probably traveling to wherever the championship was being held.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jeepers Creepers 2 for so long, but I was just now thinking about them. It's like, why are they there?
Because they're in fucking Iowa or some shit.
Canada.
I don't remember.
So does he demonstrate any other kind of powers, or is that about it?
Just regrowing his body parts and just.
He can shoot stuff.
Can he shoot?
Yeah, he shoots spikes somehow. I don't remember how he does it.
I don't remember.
Cause I remember there being a scene where he's flying.
No. He makes.
Oh no, he makes the things out of teeth.
Yeah, teeth
and bones.
Bones. And it was.
Yeah, he makes fucking shuriken.
It was he makes shuriken. It was like the dude's belly button was like the core thing.
Yeah, so he makes shuriken out of fucking teeth and bones. And that's how he fucking blew up the car tires.
Yeah, and fucking killed people and nailed them to the wall.
Yeah, and so he's super strong. So he throws those things. He fucking they hit.
Okay.
But other than that, there's nothing crazy. Picking them up, stabbing them.
Yeah, that's another thing that both of these monsters have in common is they don't really have anything too crazy going on about them. But so now moving on to the character I am very, very familiar with because he used to scare the crap out of me when I was younger. I'll say the new It, not as scary as the old one. Or at least,
that's for you. I mean, neither of them scared me.
When I first saw it years ago, and I saw Tim Curry playing Pennywise, it scared the crap out of me.
Georgie.
Manuel says this.
But anyways, so the monster It, or the clown Pennywise, is in fact a shape-shifting monster from another universe.
Yes.
That crash landed on Earth. In prehistoric times, and then basically made its home into what would later become the town of Derry. And every 27 to 30 years, he wakes up, goes on a killing spree, consuming the fear of the people in the town. And he particularly likes the fear of children because it's basically they're easier to manipulate.
Mm-hmm. They'll take it it takes some minutes.
It's easier for him to figure out what scares them.
And then whatever. So like for instance.
So basically, what he does is he doesn't have any big weapons or anything like that. Mm-hmm. What he does is he takes the form, he shapeshifts into the form that scares them the most.
Yeah.
And then from there, he either kills them and then takes them back to his lair, or takes them back to his lair and then kills them in his lair. And he uses them as sustenance while he hibernates.
Yeah.
So that's a different thing. That's one thing. He doesn't necessarily hibernate. He just kind of comes out of hiding every 27 to 30 years in order to get more food.
Yeah.
And then he just stays underground and consumes what he's managed to pick up over that course of, what is it? I think it's like a year or something like that.
I think so.
That he spends topside. And really, he doesn't come topside. He just appears most often as Pennywise.
Yeah.
The dancing clown.
Yeah, and he turns into things. So, like, not only does he choose into somebody who scares you, he can, like, we've seen him turn into, like, a lumberjack and start swinging his axe and doing all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Of course,
but,
he turned into the old lady.
Yes.
That he showed himself as the burning people inside the slaughterhouse.
Yeah. And then with Pennywise, like, would you say he has durability at all?
Pennywise? Yeah, he's...
Because he was hit and stabbed and whatnot.
Well, because there's like a manifestation that they do encounter, like, whereas the real Pennywise they don't see till like the very, very end.
Yeah.
So like that shape can't really die, but they can like damage it, sort of, because that does hurt him, like when they do like attack it.
Well, and it's not so much of them attacking him hurts him. It's more of him coming to a realization that they're not afraid of him.
Yeah.
And that's what damages the creature.
Yeah, so it's not like physically the physicality of what they're doing doesn't hurt it. The act and what it represents hurts it.
Yeah.
And in the end they do kill it. Like the actual physical form they do find and kill it.
Yeah. Now, I know in the miniseries and I think the book as well, the actual form of it is represented as almost like spider-like.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I don't think that was the case in the new movies. I think the only version of it we ever really see as its like true form is Pennywise the Clown. We kind of see him take monsters' forms, like when he opens up his jaw, and of course you see the lights in his throat.
Yeah, I know there's pop figures of him with spider arms too.
Yeah,
And
and
then
we got a little
yeah.
bit of that, but I mean, it wasn't. We never see him take a full-on spider-like form.
Yeah.
He just gets like super big at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. So
spoilers for people who haven't seen it yet.
No, they're fine. So,
the story's 70 fucking years old now, but it doesn't matter.
so,
it's that old,
so with them fighting, my thing is like, so what scares the creeper, and how does the creeper get Pennywise to stop? That's my question.
One thing that the creeper has going for him to start with is that he wouldn't be afraid of Pennywise.
He absolutely would not be. He would give zero fucks.
But the thing that Pennywise has going for him is that he doesn't necessarily have to be there physically in order to fight the creeper.
Yeah.
He could sit there and do a ton of damage, and the creeper could try to consume parts of Pennywise, but it's not going to do anything because it's not his true form.
Well, so the creeper has an extra sense that it has, because it has an extra nostril, and that apparently is where its super sense of smell comes from.
Okay.
So I feel like...
You think you'll be able to use that to locate the true form of Pennywise?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
if Pennywise has an actual physical form with any fucking kind, with any kind of organs in it, that would seem delicious to the creeper man, he absolutely would be able to smell and locate it. Because he can do that across, like, a whole city. Is that he can, like, smell and track.
He really can. Now that I think I remember that. Because they were hiding, right? And he literally, like, honed into them on that
Yes.
school. Yeah.
But now my question is, how much damage could Pennywise do to the creeper before the creeper got to him?
Not enough.
You don't think so?
No.
There's times in the movies where he'd be shot with a shotgun and be like...
He's impaled with spears. Because even being hit in the head, like, if he is currently impaled in his head, it does not stop him at all.
And that, too, the creeper could simply just consume people around him in order to
Exactly.
replace
And
stuff.
so, on the way to the Pennywise lair, there are a bunch of people.
Oh,
So
boy. Oh, the entire freaking town of Derry.
yes, and so
Because Pennywise doesn't move.
yes,
He doesn't leave the town of Derry.
so he could just fucking eat away and fill himself up, and then be ready to charge into battle with whatever the fuck form
Now
it is in now.
with that is like I was saying. So there is times where the creeper is like brothers not moving, like in Jeepers Creepers 2. I forgot how they did it, but I think they stabbed him or something in his head, and like he was just like passed out on top of the roof.
Yes.
Until like they were on the other at the back of the bus away from him while he was in the front. And not only till one kid went to go check and see if he was alive, did the wing grab him and pull his head off, and then he got his head. So, with Josh saying how much damage would he do, obviously not enough to kill him, because that's crazy. But could he do enough to, like, impale him to where he stuns him, and then Pennywise would be like, okay, well, that stopped him, and then get ready for another one and stun him. Because at the end of Jeepers Creepers 2, the guy, the dad, and the son basically get his ass and fucking crucify him to the barn.
Yeah, well, see, they had hit him enough with their fucking makeshift harpoon thing.
I don't know why they had that either.
No, they made it because it was the thing that implanted the fence posts in the ground.
Yes.
So they like turned it into a cannon.
It took his daughter or kid, right?
Yeah, it took the little son. Yeah, it took the youngest son.
Yeah.
And so they were like, "Oh fuck, a fucking crazy ass demon took our kid. Let's go kill it."
Now, one thing, and I kind of did mention this though, but another thing that Pennywise has is the deadlights.
Yes.
Could that be enough to stop the creeper?
Well, it's like a hypnotic
it
thing,
causes
right?
it causes insanity to anybody who stares into them
Oh,
directly.
well, he's not sane anymore anyway.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say, isn't he already insane?
So it says here that they inflict either insanity or death on any living being that directly stares into them.
Oh well,
bro, what if he eats that?
Yeah, what if he eats the deadlights?
That's another thing. So, if quote unquote he goes to the lair and like eats pieces of Pennywise or whatever he wants to do with them.
Yeah.
Will he become Pennywise or will he still be?
He will still be the creeper. So from what I can tell is that his shell, which is the weird fucking things that are around his face.
Yeah.
And then the wings and the other parts of him, that's the creeper. And like that eats people, and then the rest of like the humanoid bits or what he's eaten and has made a part of his form. So I feel like he would, if he did eat Pennywise, he would just get whatever fucking monster parts added onto his anatomy somewhere.
Man, he's gonna eat Pennywise's face, bro, and he's gonna look like Pennywise, and he's gonna have the last laugh.
Yeah. And so it is shown in Jeepers Creepers 2. The creeper is smart.
Yeah, he is.
He plays with his victims, like he is smart enough to understand thought and speech and just like everything. Because there's the bit where he's like it's so fucking funny, this scene.
I'm now imagining the creeper with ruffles.
So if you there's a part you haven't seen this movie. So there's the best part of Jeepers Creepers 2. So they're all on the bus, right? And so Jeepers Creepers, so the creeper is on the back of the bus staring at them through the window. He's just looking at him, right? Yeah. And so they're all just like shocked looking back at him, and they're like in a row, like in the middle of the aisle. And so he just starts like pointing at them like this and like you. And so as he points to them, they all like fall down because they're fucking afraid of this thing. And like he's like Hannibal Lectering, like, and like licking the windows, and so they're all freaking out, and he's just like laughing. It's the best. It's so good. Oh my god. And
so,
oh god.
Who would you pick to win this?
Who would I pick?
Well, let's start with Josh.
Oh, we'll start with Josh. This is yours, so you pick Josh.
Learning what I have about the creeper, knowing what I know about Pennywise. I don't know. It's a tough one, but I think in the end, I'd probably have to give it to the creeper.
Yeah, Because there's like a multiple ways like. Because like I'm always thinking like
because we've seen what happens when people don't fear it. It shrivels up. It weakens.
Because he'll get scared himself.
It gets scared, and that would be its downfall because that's when the creeper would know it's won.
I can even picture like Pennywise going big like it did, right? And then Jeepers just flying around and like doing like impaling him like through his chest or whatever.
Just throw a bunch of fucking shurikens at him, dude.
Yeah, and then fucking blow his bubble and he becomes shriveled up.
And I mean, if there was a possible way for the creeper to consume the deadlights, he'd be unstoppable.
Absolutely. I mean, he's already fucking unstoppable.
Yeah, in that situation, I would.
He truly would become a god.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
A god.
But I picked the creeper because like. Mostly for how much he killed. Like, of course, Pennywise kills.
It'd be a good fight.
It would be a cool fight.
It would be an awesome fight. Because at first you'd have Pennywise just appearing to him, and you'd have this fight that would drag out the whole movie in different parts. But ultimately, in the end, you'd have the creeper winning.
Because I feel like Pennywise, he has to, like, do steps to get his kill. Like, he has to scare you and then know what happens and make you kind of insane. And then he'll come get you when you least it. The creeper would just be like, I want your eyes. I'm killing you. You're dead.
They're my eyes now.
Yeah, they're mine. There's no steps to it. There's just like, he flies out. What are you going to do to him? He'll come back, and he will take what he wants. Mm-hmm. There's no scare. I haven't never seen him scared. So I'll just go with
the creeper with ruffles and a big red nose.
Yeah, and just so my vote is obviously the creeper, obviously, because like as far as the canon that I've seen for the creeper, because I haven't seen the third one. I haven't heard anything.
Don't worry about it. That's fine.
Yeah, he hasn't died. He doesn't die. Like, they don't kill him. Like, he stops at the end of the second movie, but because that's the very end of his 23-day cycle. It's like he had that much time, and it's over, and he goes back into hibernation. And so that's like the only thing that stops him. He's not forever stopped. He's not dead. He's gonna come back.
Oh, so the second movie happens right after the first one? Okay.
Yeah, it's in his, because at the end of the first one, he's still like just fucking around.
Yeah.
They end the first movie. Justin Long, that's the actor who I finally freaking remember. Justin Long was like, oh, he's after me. If I give him me, he'll just leave. He'll go away. He doesn't want anything from anybody else here. So he does that. He takes Justin Long. At the end of the movie, he's in some weird like abandoned place playing the Jeepers Creepers song, and Justin Long's body's like propped up, and his eyes are gone, and then you zoom in on Justin Long's missing eyes, and then Jeepers' face is behind him with Justin Long's eyes. Yeah, and so there's that fact that he hasn't died in any of the movies. And then there's the fact that just the wording of like the mythos around him is that every 23rd spring for 23 days, he gets to eat. He doesn't need to eat. He gets to eat because he likes it.
Yeah, that's true. So, I'm going to go with Creeper. What time are we at?
We are right at 53 minutes right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's see if we can do this.
We knew this one was going to be a little long, so
it's okay.
It's not a big deal.
So, Creeper.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so we've got Jason winning his fight. We've got Leprechaun most likely winning his fight. Mm-hmm. And we've got Creeper winning his fight.
Absolutely.
So, Ted, you want to tell us who the fourth fight is?
The Lucky Mystery one.
All right, so if you know my great reviews of the banana splits, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait, we're doing the banana splits?
I'm just kidding. So with the Krites, like I said in my video, if you guys watch it, with the Krites and Critters, it's like a huge knockout. I just thought of Gremlins the whole time. So, like I said at the end of that video, I always wanted to see the Gremlins fight the Krites, which are the Critters. So there's a lot with this one because they're basically have dumb weaknesses. They're varied intelligence between both of them, and they're multiplying asexually is sort of the same as well. So with this, it's more of, I don't see it as being a 1v1. I see it being
just a massive
battle. Showdown of like Alien versus Predator. so with the Gremlins, they're tiny just like the Krites. They're varied intelligence. They're very honed with electronics and technological things. They know what does what. They can talk, and like Josh brought up, do they kill people or do they fuck around with people and then they end up killing you, which is right. But I feel like they always have the idea of like fucking with people till they die, not just like fucking with them until like I'm going home. And you know what I'm saying? You know, it's not like that. The critters, on the other hand, they land on Earth. They drive ships to crash Earth. They use technological advances to get and do what they want, and they see people, they eat, they produce, rinse and repeat. Now, when they fight the gremlins, it will be just claws, teeth, and anything they can find around them. The Krites can come together and make this giant critter ball. I'm not joking you. It's like a big, big ball. And they run over people, and they're chomping while they roll, and whatever is in front of them is getting fucking eaten.
Yeah, but the Mogwai could reenact famous battle scenes from movies.
Yes, they're, and then, which is weird. Is weird because in Gremlins 2, the new batch, they use chemicals and stuff from a laboratory to change their genes. One becomes a bat. One becomes a lady that has nothing to do with this. Just want to mention that. One becomes like this gremlin / spider. One becomes pure electricity, and one drinks like brain IQ.
Super smart.
Super smart. He could talk. Now that one, I really didn't know what they wanted until Josh brought it up. So I looked for it, and in Gremlins 2, which I don't know why I didn't remember. When they're interviewing him and what do they want? They want civilization, he said. But their, what is the word? Anarchy lifestyle counteracts that. And he was like, let me show you. And he just shot the cameraman, which is a gremlin. And everyone, including him, laughed. He was like, see? I don't care. So they can't have a civilization. Now the Krites come. They already have their civilization. They have a queen, which I found out. I don't even know how far that goes. But they have a queen and everything. So when they fight, it's like, I don't know how it'll work. I mean, the gremlins can find anything they can. And the weaknesses for the gremlin, by the way, are sunlight. The weaknesses for the Krites...
And I believe it's sunlight and fire.
Is it fire? Oh, I mean, anything...
Because, yeah.
Catch on fire.
Well, I think if you burn them... Because when they get electrocuted in the end of Gremlins 2, they catch on fire and they start to melt.
Yeah. I mean, that goes for
Can
anything.
you just kill gremlins?
Yeah, you can.
You could just like...
Yeah,
they're really tough, though.
In the first one, he just blended, put his head in the blender. And
Yeah, one of them got microwaved.
Yeah, okay.
So you can just kill him.
And he got shot. You said it. The smart Brian, the smart gremlin, just shot a gremlin and he died.
So there are multiple ways to kill them, but their most common weaknesses are fire and sunlight.
And I feel like no matter while the Krites roll and walk around, I feel like the gremlins could be kind of faster, in a sense. And they know how to use vehicles as well, because in the first one they used the snowplower to run over those people and run over their house. They survived, but they know how to use vehicles. They know what to do. They know how to use guns. They know what lethal injection is and what can kill you by inserting it into certain areas. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like in that case, I feel like the gremlins would win in this situation. I'm not being biased or anything. It's just like, if they know how to use guns, because in the movies, it's like they're using criminal things. They're using brooms and shovels and knives and air horns to kill them. Could the gremlins really sing Snow White as loud as they can to kill these things together?
I feel like
I don't think
I
don't think they have that kind of organization.
Well, something gremlins do like to do is they like to be obnoxious. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if they figured out, like, by playing their fucking music hella loud on some dumbass big speakers, that it just kills the fucking Krites.
Yeah.
They would just go around killing Krites because it's hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like if one blew up in front of them, they'll look at each other and be like, they start fucking laughing. And they're like, all right. I feel like I can already picture it. I can picture them in a fucking car with two of them doing the pedals and one driving with a fucking speaker on top playing fucking Snow White driving around while these things blow up. Because in the movie I mentioned that when they had the air horn, it's like, brrr, and that killed like 9 of them, okay? So playing the whole soundtrack for Snow White could probably just wipe out this whole thing. But at the same time, the Krites, there are certain situations where the sound is hindering them. And I think, I want to say it's for plot, the main one sort of didn't die and sort of cut the power off. Because there's one an instance in Critter's Attack where the policeman, and the only one in the fucking town, had the sirens on and he's seen it blow up. He was like, okay, I get it. The noise killed it. And then it's going to kill the main one, but he's already chewing on the engine of the car. And he's falling backwards, and he pulls the plug, and it stops. I think that's plot that stops that, or else the movie will just end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't think that they could survive it like that, like he did. I feel like that's plot. But I just feel like, I don't know, because I don't see how the Krites could figure out what the weakness is for the gremlins until it happens. Or they're fighting, because I don't see them using that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Throughout what I've seen. And I feel like gremlins being obnoxious with the music and singing and whatever their mischievous ways, they'll find out by accident that kills that. And they're, like I said, their IQ is varies. But they're not that dumb to know that, oh, sunlight kills me.
Yeah.
Oh, this music kills them. Okay. And then I feel like, and then the multiplying thing is what's going to be the biggest factor for the Krites, because they just got to eat, and they lay eggs in whatever they eat. And then they reproduce.
And that's pretty much it's the water.
The water.
That does it for the Mogwai.
Now, if there is a leader, if Strike, quote unquote, the leader gremlin is there, he knows more. He's the smartest one out of all of them. And if he knows that they're multiplying,
I don't know if he's the smartest, but he's definitely
he's the hardest. He's the hardest one to kill. I feel like he knows more than all the other ones, obviously.
Because Brian was educated.
Yeah, Brian was educated.
And he could talk.
But he still wasn't the leader, even though he knew more. And then,
if he was really smart, he would have made more of that serum and then gave it to all the gremlins.
Yeah, see, he barely got his brain that time. But what I'm saying is that I feel like, because when they killed in the first one, when they killed the first couple of gremlins that spawned, Stripe went to the pool and jumped in the pool because he knew I needed more. Mm. So in Gremlins 2, they're causing chaos in the movie in the cooking area, where they threw pots and pans in the microwave, they shut it, it blew up, the fire alarm came off, and they multiplied, and that's what made them multiply more, because it was constant water multiplied, and then multiplied, and that's how they got more. So I feel like mischief, by the time they have enough Krites to fight, I feel like there'll be a lot more gremlins, because they're going to know that they're outnumbered.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like the gremlins will have the edge on it. Unless they have, they fly the spaceship into all of them. I don't know. But
I haven't seen the Critters movies. It's just another one I haven't seen.
No, I don't blame you.
But from what you've told me about the Krites, I would actually choose the Krites to win, because they're more organized.
Yeah, they are. I will say they're more organized.
Yeah, they're also just more goal oriented.
Yeah.
So, they just want to eat.
So I feel like they would be able to wipe out the Mogwai before the Mogwai figured out how to beat the Krites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I see that. I could believe that too, because it's so situational, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because it's situational wise. Why, if the Krites are so organized, right? If they get organized, because at first they're spread out. They're following each other, but they're going after their own kills, right? So if they actually come together and be like, oh crap, there's a bunch of these gremlins over here, let's go kill them. Yeah. And then if the leader is somewhere near them at the time, because when they all blown up in the first one, the leader actually left to go get food by himself, and he survived because the theater blew up when he wasn't in it. So if he's with them at the time and sees like, oh shit, these little fucking hedgehogs are fucking killing us really fast, more than usual, I gotta go do something. Yeah. Then he'll multiply. He'll find the most water. He'll drown himself until there's enough. But that's situational, though. Yeah. If he's not there and they all die, then he's dead. Yeah. Gizmo killed the leader by himself by shooting him with a pencil on fire.
I mean, well, because he went all fucking Rambo, dude.
He was sick of it.
He's like, I'm done. You're not gonna push me around anymore.
But what's just, and then again, my choice is situational too, because if they know that the music kills them, how far into the battle will they know that? Or are there too many of them and not enough gremlins? Or is it even playing field where they can somehow come together?
Yeah,
and do that.
Well, and like I said, yes, I do believe that the gremlins are smart enough to figure out the weakness. Mm-hmm. The problem is with how organized the Krites are. Mm-hmm. I just think they'd be able to wipe out the gremlins before they had the chance to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And even though I talk mess about Critter Attack, just like little monsters in, like I mentioned in the review, in kaijus and stuff like that, I like them. That's why I watched all 4 of them and the 5th one, unfortunately. I like them, and I'm not going to be like, oh, Gremlin's going to win all the way. Like, I understand what you say. If they're cornered, I mean, they fly a fucking ship. Yeah. So, and they use the ship stuff and defensive stuff to protect themselves. Yeah.
And but we've seen the intelligence level of the Mogwai as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah. We know that's there. So I have no doubt that if they needed to, the Mogwai could probably learn how to fly that ship.
Yeah, because they learn how to do many stuff on their own as well. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, just picturing the battle would be so cool, because there'll be so many of them. Oh, yeah. So many different deaths, so many goofy deaths, so many funny deaths.
And I think that would be the funnest thing about it, is that just to watch the fight between the two.
And it's funny because, too, in with the Krites, they also alter their DNA just like the Gremlins do, which is pretty funny, to make them stronger and stronger. Mm-hmm. So, but that's situational as well. I don't know if they're going to have a laboratory somewhere when they fight and inject themselves with random stuff. But I don't think that'll happen as well. So I agree with what you're saying. What about you, Manuel? This movie fucking sucks.
I don't think you've been paying attention this entire time.
I have been. But, so, yeah, like you said, it's very situational. It depends on where they are. Who's... I mean, because the Mogwai are already on Earth, right? Mm-hmm. The gremlins, the critters will have to come. So I feel like whatever situation does happen, the gremlins will have a head start. Like that's just how a story would unfold, I think. So if they're up to their shenanigans already, the critters will come second. So. There would be a lot of because they wouldn't just go after each other initially, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure the Krites would eat the people first, because they're bigger.
Yeah, because in that sense, well, that makes sense because of the Krite. I don't know what happens if it's like an alien versus predator thing. If a Krite eats a gremlin, it's like some kind of offspring of a Krite.
You know what would be really funny, though, is if the Mogwai are already running around, like Manuel said, the Krites arrive on Earth, and there's a little bit of a team-up to start off with. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine the hilarity that would ensue?
Yeah, it's just fucking... And then a Krite just turns and eats a gremlin, and they're
like... that just starts shit.
And that's another thing. What if Chaos likes Chaos and they're just friends? Yeah. That's fucking crazy. And then, like, what if because in both movies, when the gremlins attack, the people are just fucking gone. Yeah. So when the Krites come, who are they going to eat? The gremlins and produce? Like, the people are going to be gone. Like, that's another thing. That's so crazy. It's just, and if it's just like squad versus squad, then we got to figure out that's the whole case and a different thing. So I don't even cut you off, but you can go ahead.
I mean, that's just pretty much it. I'm like, and yeah, good. So what? what motivation would either side have to kill each other? Really, you know, like
one of them would have to do something stupid.
one of them would have to incite it first. There's a good chance the Gremlins would do something, to piss him off.
Like maybe play a prank on the Queen or something, which pisses her off.
Absolutely. Oh god.
That could happen.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even mention they have poisonous quills as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was like a thing you learned at the very end of whatever you're reading. Like, oh yeah, quills.
I mean, I remember them shooting, but like, and that's the thing. It said in the whatever I read, it said that it stuns the person. 2 people got shot with it in the movie, and they're walking fine. So I don't know what stun means. Does it matter how big you are?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what? I mean, I don't remember the old ones that well. I did see the old ones, but I don't remember how it works. But so what was your answer?
My answer, my
chaos, the chaos theory.
The chaos. Nobody wins. I don't. Well, because they're both like really resilient, so it's hard to imagine that any of them just die. You know, like the whole thing dies out. Like
fight goes on for eternity.
Yes, like I feel like it would just be this long fucking like
the planet blows up.
Yes, until everything is gone.
The Gremlins accidentally hit the nuclear codes.
Yeah, and in that case, if they just totally annihilate the whole planet that they're feuding on, the critters exist elsewhere as well.
Yeah,
there are like
the Queen would call for backup though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not gonna be everybody. It's not like
you never know.
Get all the critters here now.
You never know.
What happened? Gremlins.
Recall all the critters that are in other places and have them come here to this location. So I guess at the end of it, for that fact, I think critters come on top.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
I don't imagine this ending quickly. Like
oh no,
within any kind of span of time that's observable by a person.
Yeah, cause the Gremlins can use weapons. Cause even in like near the end of Gremlins 2, they're like. They have the fucking army vest on. They have the hats. They're polishing the light machine guns and refilling the ammo, so they know.
And it's like you said. We see Gizmo basically make a bow and arrow out of a pencil,
paper clip and pencil and the rubber band, and he sets a person on fire. So yeah.
So they have ingenuity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this definitely it would be a fight that would be dragged out.
All these fights, we joked about, fun, except for the main one.
Yeah.
And I feel like the main one was talked about so fast because it was like so one-sided. But these ones,
really was.
Yeah, with the rest of them, it became like this debate of like, what happens here? So.
But I mean, yes, the Gremlins do have the ingenuity, but the Critters, just their organization right from the get-go, gives them the advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be. I mean, I can't wait for Death Battle to do it. Shout out to them.
Yeah, if they do it, I'm copyright striking that video. I will do it.
And then everyone else who did the same thing. I didn't even look on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. That's our Halloween spooky showdown battle royale 1v1. Gremlins versus Kreitz, Jason versus Michael, Leprechaun versus Chucky, and Jeepers Creepers versus Pennywise.
Okay, so tune in next year where we
next
we
year?
do next Halloween.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, so it'll be Creeper versus Critters, Leprechaun versus Gremlins.
Oh,
wait, that's so broken. Wait, they can't be. Wait,
Chucky versus Jason. Michael versus what else is there? Oh, Michael versus Pennywise. There you go.
I don't know if we'll actually do it like that.
Next year. That's the perfect matchup.
I don't know who scares. I don't know what Michael's scared of.
Michael's not scared of anything. Yeah. He feels no pain. He feels no fear. Anyway, that's a discussion for next time.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting us and watching the videos, liking the videos.
I bit my tongue.
Manuel bit his tongue. All right. So leave a comment. Who do you guys think would win? Who do you guys want to see fight? There's a lot of other horror people.
Yeah, there is.
And let us know if you guys.
We didn't have Leather or Ghostface.
Yeah, because you
didn't want to do that
You
one.
hated both of them.
Yeah, I
haven't
give
seen
you.
it.
Like, they both suck. Why would we talk about it?
I did not say that.
You said exactly that.
I did not.
I have it.
He
I
said
have
he
recorded.
never seen Ghostface. I was like, you never seen Scream? He goes, oh.
Oh.
I've never seen all of Scream. That's the thing.
He's
What do you mean?
He's just a guy in a mask. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
This is Nerds Make Sense. I don't think we even said that.
No, we did it. It's the Nerd Make Sense podcast. Ah.
We'll be back again soon, guys.
All right.
Just edit that part at the beginning.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Edit that part at the beginning. This is the beginning episode. Goodbye.